Hello and welcome to the Gentle Musings podcast, a space for souls of all shapes and sizes, and also a space to voice my random thoughts. I find myself having a lot of thoughts and musings, and I wonder if it's a matter of me actually having the time to do that. Well, because I'm a retired corporate slave, so basically I quit my job without anything concrete or long term lined up, and I'm spending my time asking myself what I really want. I'm trying to really look into myself and answer that truthfully. I want to love my job, but I also want to have the time to do things that I love that are not part of the job, like art, sports, reading, things like that. Sometimes I ask myself if it's because I tie too much of my self worth and identity to my job and the role, because I take pride in my work and I want to do a good job out of it. And I want to work hard and do good, but it's also a fact that having a job is a means to an end. And I'd say you'd be lucky to find one that aligns with your interests and passions, which is what I was trying to do and still hold out hope for. But there are so many factors when it comes to that: your team, your boss, the stakeholders, the entire company. Too many to speak of. So, anyway, I quit and got inspired to write haikus. I named this haiku Musing, and it goes like this: I am wondering what all of you are thinking. Do you cry sometimes? This wasn't actually inspired by anything related to the corporate world. I wrote this on a night I couldn't sleep, and when I was basically a voyeur in a way, since I was looking at the lights from other apartments and wondering, hmm, what are they doing and what are they thinking? And I guess I felt a bit, I don't know if lost is the right word, overwhelmed, don't know. I was feeling kind of down for a while, and I didn't know why I felt that way. It seemed like I couldn't see the reason for the emotion I was feeling. So it was difficult for me to understand. But the good thing was I knew how to vent. Crying was the most straightforward way. To anyone listening and wondering if crying helps, yes, it does. Well, it might not solve the root cause, but it provides relief. And sometimes a short reprieve is what you may need too. I think back to when I was younger, when I would bawl my eyes out. I loved crying. I will call myself a crybaby. I cried over the tiniest of things, but to a child, it probably wouldn't have been tiny things, for sure. Sometimes I think back and I wonder, how nice would it be if we could all be that real again, where we don't hide our emotions, where we cry if we want to and laugh if we want to? Hope this episode was not too heavy since it's a bit different from the earlier ones. But I want to talk about deeper things too. And I believe we can talk about deeper things in a light, gentle manner where it doesn't always have to be, oh, so serious. We're talking about this serious thing. Grr. I hope that makes sense because it's kind of the best way I can verbalize it right now. And if you're still here, thank you for listening to my thoughts.